Today we're tackling 5 ways that you can utilize Noelle in your team, whether you're AR1 or AR55+, whether you're free to play or gacha lord, it does not matter. Whether you want her in your team, why you should use her in your team, and the best ways to utilize her. Now here's the first team, and I know what you're saying, there's only 2 people in this team. This is because Ningguang and Noelle, top 2 combination, especially very free to play friendly, as they're both 4 stars. They've both been featured in the Stardust Exchange Shop so far. They can be the core members of your team. This is very important, especially for something like Abyss. Even as a free-to-play / new player, these characters are going to help you climb Abyss because they can handle themselves, right? You have access to shields and healing with Noelle, AoE damage with Noelle once you build her up and invest in her more. Ningguang is going to be an element generator for Noelle, so you get access to Noelle's elemental burst more, and Ningguang is a specialist in single target burst damage. So you have single target burst, AoE burst, and consistent damage, as well as shields for your team with her ascensions, as well as her E, healing, and then you have your 2 open slots. And this is very important for the Abyss. This is why it's so good that you have your damage sources right here. You can utilize your secondary team to be Noelle and Ningguang, and then you're in Abyss. You need pyro damage to break shields, you need cryo damage to break shields, or electro, or whatever it is, those 2 elements you need to break the shields on those enemies that are really, really hard for you to take out. You can go in there and put in your level 20 characters, your level 30 characters, your level 40 characters that you really just need them in there. You can even, bring Amber in there and start shooting down those cryo slimes or those abyss mages or those cryo fatui. Whatever it is that you need to do, your core team right here, you're gonna have the double element resonance, so they're gonna get boosted damage here from enduring rock because you're gonna have a full party and your shield strength is gonna be increased. That's gonna be amazing for you there. And you get all of your damage from these 2 characters, and you are going to be able to utilize them because nothing is going to resist them. They're just bad at breaking shields, but you make up for that with your other 2 characters. Now, if you don't need resists, you don't need to break shields, you're not worried about doing this, another solid team here is this one. I ran this one since launch for a very, 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 very long time, and I just dropped it recently for some more fun stuff that we're going to be covering later in the video. But this is the all power, I like to call it, the lava rock, the brute force formation, double geo, double pyro. This is going to get you all the elemental resonance bonuses. This got even better in 1.3 because you're going to get double DPS bonuses now. You get enduring rock for more shield strength, as well as that geo imperil, and then you're going to get 25% additional attack here. So some very easy characters. Once again, Ningguang, single target burst. Noelle is going to be your healer, your shielder, and AoE damage. Then you have Bennett in here as well for some additional healing if you want to have access to that, as well as some additional attack power with his elemental burst. Drop his elemental burst, get Ningguang in there, use her elemental burst damage combo with her elemental skill in her charge attacks, which just got buffed as well, easier to use in 1.4. That's amazing. And you have your other character here. You can have Xiangling in here, right? You can build up to do pyro damage. She's very sufficient off the field. Once again, the core damage dealers, Ningguang, Noelle, they're actually insane, guys. If you put love and effort in them, you got to level up their talents like any other character in Genshin, and they're going to get you very, very, very far. It's going to be a very solid way, once again, in the Abyss, or if you want to farm solo domains very fast, you can do it with these characters as well. If you don't have Xiangling, or maybe you want to use, you have some other characters in there, you can throw Xinyan in there as well for some additional burst damage. If you have Klee hanging out, you can do that as well. Very, very solid stuff with this team here. Pure power. I played this for forever since launch. These were my core teams all the way from then until now. It's very, very, very powerful. It's very strong, and it's all 4 stars, and they're all very, very, very good 4-star characters. All right, so that was a super spicy team. Double pyro is what it made it spicy there. So this is going to be your Superconductor double geo team. Now this is going to give you a lot of utilization. Zhongli is very powerful for this. If you have a Zhongli, you're trying to find a spot for him in a different team, maybe you have some other team that you don't really need to use Zhongli in, this is very good. You don't have to have him. You can still use Ningguang as well in this team and do the Noelle Ningguang thing. Then we have Official as well, incredibly powerful. Also another character who is kind of hard to find a home later on if you have another specialized team, but this is also very good. And you have your cryo character of choice here. You can use Diona. You don't have to use her though, right? Because we already have our shields and our heals covered with Noelle, as well as our AoE damage. And then you can also throw in like Kea if you want to get in here for some additional cryo support. Official, if you are using Zhongli, is very powerful. You can use Noelle for your AoE damage. You can build a physical damage, Crescent Pike abusing Zhongli, who attacks extremely fast. And then you're going to have Oz coming in especially if you have those higher constellations where he's going to be attacking every time Zhongli attacks, and you're going to have Zhongli's new shield for 20% physical resist down, plus Superconduct for 40% physical resist down, and then you're going to have double Geo Resonance still for Geo Imperil down, and an additional 20% Geo Imperil from Zhongli. That is a lot of damage added up there. 60% physical resist down and 40% Geo resist down. You have your additional damage coming in from Fischl as well. So this is a very, very, very powerful team. Double shields as well. If you're running down, you have triple shields, you are never taking damage, and you're going to be doing an absolute monstrosity of just damage everywhere, whether you want it single target with Petrify. It's just that good. It's a very strong team. One thing when you're running this team, make sure you put the boy's pillar somewhere else when you're trying to activate Superconduct, because if it pulses when you're trying to do your Electro and your Cryo, you're going to get crystallized instead. That's not that hard to do though, and it's very, very strong. All right, so you want to be a Geo Master. This team we've been running a lot, especially on stream, all the way through the Abyss too. Hard damage, it does not matter. This is the mono Geo squad. Zhongli, Ningguang, Albedo, Noelle. If you don't have one of the 2 5-stars, you can even throw the Traveler in here. This is very strong because every character generates Geo Elemental Particles, so all of your characters' elemental bursts fill up extremely, extremely fast. You're gonna be ready to go when the cooldown's up. It's gonna be a good time for you guys. You have 3 constructs. If you have Albedo in Zhongli and Ningguang, you have the wall. C0 Zhongli has his own construct, and then Albedo's flower is another construct, so they're all pulsing damage, doing damage. The flower is going off when anyone's attacking. You have AoE damage with Noelle, shields with Noelle, heals with Noelle, shields with Zhongli, the wall construct to block incoming damage with Ningguang. It's very, very good, and you can just brute force a lot of things, especially if you put a lot of time and effort. Like you can see, we're 90 on everything. This team does a lot of stuff out there. It's one of the higher end teams, but it's definitely one of the more fun teams to use because it's fast and it's effective, and you have double AoE, quick elemental bursts here with Albedo and Zhongli, big single target damage with Ningguang, and then that big AoE damage with Noelle. Exceptionally, exceptionally powerful. Now this last one is a spicy one, and this is for my Dragon Strike masters out there. Yes, you can still do it. We're doing it today. It's amazing, amazing fun. And this is basically the same team as last time. 3 Geo characters, and then someone that activates your Dragon Strike. If you need more information about any of these characters, any of these techniques like Dragon Strike, I'll have as many of those listed in the description for you guys, and then I'll pin some in the comments section for you as well. Diana is exceptionally powerful here. This allows you to get all of your Geo characters lined up in a row, and then what you are looking for from Diana is her speed buff, which allows you to actually do the Dragon Strike technique. You can also, if you have it, use C2 Gene, which is going to give you a 15% attack as well as a 15% speed buff, or you could use C6 Amber for a 15% attack and 15% speed buff for your whole party after you activate Amber's Elemental Burst. What this is going to allow you to do, it's very similar to the all Geo team we just talked about, but you're going to be able to Dragon Strike with Noelle, and it's going to be a lot of damage. You're going to have the constructs from Albedo and Zhongli, the additional flower damage from Albedo's E. You can petrify things. You have all the AoE damage and shields and healing from Noelle, and then more shields from Zhongli, 40% Geo resistance down, and you're going to be able to utilize that very strong Dragon Strike technique, which has an exceptionally high multiplier on Noelle. One of Noelle's bigger weaknesses is the multipliers on her normal attack strings are not that high, but her punch attack is just up there with anyone else's as a Claymore character. It's very, very, very high damage. You can hit for 40k plus. I only have 120% crit damage on this Noelle, and it still lands for 40k. It's very good, and it's exceptionally fun and very, very strong. On all of these teams, we have the beginner focused teams up until utilizing some of the 5 stars you have access to on your account in Genshin Impact. Hopefully this, guys, was very, very fun and informative for you. Want to see more stuff on Genshin? You know what to do. Make sure you do hit that like button. It's the #1 thing you can do for the channel. Let us know what you're doing down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.